The following is a fan-based review. All materials discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, and Saban Entertainment.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Toku Cast Top 10 show, or are we calling this Top 5, Top 5?
Yep.
Marcus doesn't want to be here. Due to fan suggestion and kind of request, we are doing Top 5 Worst and Top 5 Best Power Ranger Battleizers.
Yep.
Again, Marcus does not want to be here. You don't like Battlizers, do you?
Hate them.
Why?
Oh, you'll see.
Okay. So, do you want to start with the worst or the best?
Sure, let's go ahead and start with the worst and get to something. Still not happy. The worst, number 5. Wild Force. It's lazy.
It's not the worst ever, but it makes the list just because it's just gold wings and a chest plate. It doesn't really bring much to the table.
Like it does things. The wings shield them apparently, but I'm sitting here like,
okay.
Okay.
It's just lazy.
Number 4. Dino Thunder.
Accordion arms.
Freaking Mr. Fantastic arms is what they are. Joy of joys. Much fun.
Don't forget the shoulder cannons. Very Predator.
Oh, shoulder. Boom. Number 3, the one that started them all, In Space. I hate the way it looks. I hate the freaking wings on the back. They're stiff as a fucking piece of cardboard.
Don't forget the dome headpiece thing.
The dome headpiece. I hate the fact that on his chest it's like so cybernetic. So I'm sitting here like, why? You're not the Silver Ranger, number 1. You don't have microchips on your goddamn chest. 2.
Abs.
Toy. Number 2. Lost Galaxy.
It's just a cannon with claws, but it's also the worst designed thing ever. It doesn't match his color scheme at all, and it has boots that serve no purpose other, I guess, to keep him balanced, because the thing is so bulky and big for no reason.
And you know what, before we get to number 1, we're going to go ahead and put an honorable mention here.
Oh, yeah.
Lightspeed Rescue.
Oh, yeah.
Those goddamn skis. Plus, it's bulky, it's terrible.
They're all bulky.
But ill, and those goddamn skis. Number 1.
The worst ever.
Super Samurai Shogun Mode.
Because who the fuck
Thought this was a good idea.
Yeah.
Ew.
Who the fuck thought it was a good idea to put this alternate costume shit in Power Rangers when they're in the resorts to begin with?
See, here's the thing on that.
Don't say twice.
That's legitimately it. Bandai was originally going to end up selling a new brand of Power Rangers no matter what. So a lot of these things started coming out before that. The Mega Mode inside the Samurai and so along with the Shogun Mode. Both of those were things that had to be incorporated into the show somehow. Unfortunately. Moving on to the best.
Well, before we do, I want to give my bit in about Shogun Mode. It is too big. It serves no purpose. And everyone, quote-unquote, gets one.
Yep.
And no one looks good in it.
No one.
Yeah, okay, let's go on to the best.
Well, what can you do? Operation Overdrive.
Operation Overdrive was a very good battleizer for what it was. It was a good color. It changes the way his normal costume looks to match it, which does help, as opposed to just being like an add-on. Cool blades, cool finishers. There is one problem. Marcus, what is that one problem?
He has a giant tiki head in the middle of his chest that can speak to him like Jesus. Make it stop.
Like, it's even part of the finisher, which we forgot.
I like the finisher, minus his head. Zuban Bon Bon.
Number 4.
Ninja Storm.
It was alright. Just, again, it was simple, and it gets the sky mode, which is cool. I remember having the toy for it.
I'm a much bigger fan of the ground mode for this one.
Yeah, but we usually try to combine fashion and function with this, but all battleizers have the same function, which is
Power up.
and a new finisher, which is usually either a big blade or a big sword. Big blade or a big gun. Next.
Number 3. Mystic Force.
Mystic Force was okay. Decent color. The random blue is a bit weird, but I get it's
Supposed to have the colors of the dragon.
and the contrast of red and blue and everything. And I like how, as opposed to what I just said, it's one of the few that isn't just giving him a giant cannon or a giant sword or something. It gives him batons, very Nightwing-esque, which conduct electricity, can do blasts, and he gets wings, which you have a problem with. I think they're okay.
The biggest thing I have with the wings, like the actual wing part of them is fine, but the connector part to the back of his shoulder, they're too thin.
Yeah.
So they seem like they just can't support his weight.
Also
that's
CGI.
That's just an aesthetic thing for me.
Number 2.
Time Force.
Time Force is one of the better looking ones in terms of when it's that big and bulky, because one, it had a good episode to introduce it, like Mystic Force did with the build-up of the Dragon Egg and the Black Knight, which could have been done better in terms of how the Black Knight actually looks, as opposed to looks like they just stole the Monty Python costume. But I just thought it was cool. I like this the fire sword and the knight look. I thought it was very cool, just to
integrate it.
Yeah, with time. Because they always talk about the future, they never talk about the past, and this is kind of a good thing to do with that. And the aesthetics isn't bad. It's definitely better than what the
Lightspeed Rescue.
Than what the Quantum Ranger gets.
He gets skates.
He gets skates.
So many skates.
Number 1.
SPD.
Specifically the Sonic mode, because it's actually what battleizers look like as opposed to shoulder pads and a thong.
I like the cyber mode.
Look it up.
They also end up using this in Deca Ranger.
Which is cool.
Versus Magic Ranger.
And it looks good, giant sword still, but I like how they just introduced with the dog and how it still has all the siren look and everything.
I like how they have both Jack and Sky use it over the course of the show.
Yeah.
SPD is just a whole
SPD was just a very good show.
When we get to the Deca Ranger one, you'll see.
Now, the problem that he really has with battleizers is pretty much something that is also a thing in Sentai, which is just red.
You know what I hate the most?
Red only power-ups?
I hate anything that makes a team show not a team show. And the thing that spawned this was Q Ranger. Because they gave him the both 2 motherfucking Pokemon modes, and they gave him the Pegasus mode, making him a goddamn Saint Seiya with his goddamn Cosmos. Now, here's the thing. This show hasn't even started yet. By the time this video comes out, it most likely will have.
They've already confirmed 13 Rangers by either revealing from the actual show or people hacking the Morpher, which is fine. 13 Rangers, and so far Red, technically, if you think about this one, Red's gotten 3 power-ups already.
Now, we're hoping that they're shared. But
they're not going to be.
The fact that it's only Red in a cast this large, that's a problem. I have a problem with battleizers and, Red only power-ups in general. And no matter how much I like Zuo the Well, the fact that it's only him getting to use that and Gorilla, no! This is a team show.
Or a combination of the two in the finale.
I'm just like, okay, so let's just go back for a quick second. Because this thing doesn't really start to become a thing, at least the Power Rangers, until in space. I hate all battleizers, no matter if they end up getting used in the Sentai or not.
Well, the difference between a battleizer and a red-only power-up...
Not really, because the Dino Charge one is considered a battleizer.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the difference between them is that they were invented as in terms of a Power Ranger thing just to make more toys.
And the thing is the fact that, and I have the biggest problem with this more in terms of Time Force. They have these power-ups, right? Okay, alright. We know that. But the fact that at the end, when it's just West fighting all those monsters by himself, he doesn't even use the thing. That's because it's bullshit. The fact that you can't use it because Sentai footage, I get that. But then why even introduce the battleizer in the first place? I hate anything that just gives a power-up to just one member of the team. Now, to be fair, the Quantum Ranger got one as well. And in Lightspeed Rescue, those other two got the mega battles while he got the goddamn skis. But, still, I don't understand why they think it's a good idea to have these. I understand the toys, don't get me wrong, but you gotta remember, you're operating off of a show with stock footage. When you can't use your brand new toy in stock footage, you're fucked.
Does this little rant of yours also include the Wild
Force? Yes, it does. Forever Red team up where he got that goddamn bike and destroyed Serpentera with a goddamn bike. And we all know what goddamn Serpentera can do. That's a bullshit on its own. But I don't like the fact that when you have multiple members in a goddamn team and you end up giving Red only a power-up. Now here's the thing. Shin Kendrick did it perfect. Because that was a shareable power-up.
Yeah.
Go Launcher didn't have one. The fact that we haven't gotten a single goddamn team-based power-up since Go Busters by now is a problem. They're literally the last one that had a team-based power-up. Yes, Tokyuger ended up having one that they could share, and Ninja had one that they could share, but who gave a shit? Only one who ended up using it really was Red. Tokyuger, yeah, they had blue and green to use it, but when they had pink and yellow to use it at the same goddamn time, and they were connected into one piece, what are you doing, Toei? Stop yourself. Just take a minute, sit back, go get some fucking tea, and just do something else with your life. Because really, I hate the fact that any Battleizers ends up existing in the first place. I hate Kyoryuger's team up mode because literally it's only be able to be used with the Red Ranger. They can't even share it in that one. That's just lazy, terrible, and fucked up. And I'm gonna need y'all to just dial it back to remember that this is not a Kamen Rider and the fact that this is a goddamn team-based show. Sentai, Squadron. The fuck?
You done?
I hate everything. I'm just like, why? I don't understand what the reasoning is. It's like they forget that it's a team. And that's not good. At all. I really hope that the 2 Pokemon power-ups and Pegasus can be used by the other members of this team. And we get other constellations. People have hacked the Size of Blaster, and we know that there are other constellations for this thing. And I really hope they end up being power-ups for the other members of this show. But they have to remember that this is not a Red-only show. This is not Kyoryuger Part 2, hopefully. We have 13 goddamn writers. 13! It'd be great if, I don't know, everybody got a team.
You said writers, you mean members?
Members! You get what the fuck I mean. But still, this is not a common writer. Not a common writer. I don't care how many times you're crossing over with them, goddamn it, Sentai. You're still not a goddamn common writer. Remember, Toei, remember, you have a team. Utilize your team as a team. I don't give a shit what you end up doing with like just the Red by himself, but you gotta remember, if you're gonna end up having a team, you have to give everybody a power up. If you're gonna do something like that, go back to what they did in Go Busters, give everybody a power up to be able to be used at the same time. It's sad that we've had to wait, what is it, almost 5 years since we've had a goddamn team-based power up. That's a problem. Stop. Go fuck yourself. And then stop.
I don't know what's more surprising. The fact that you didn't punch a water bottle this time. Thank you. Or the fact that it took until Sentai 41 for you to lose your shit about this. Of course, I know that Sentai's given the Red Ranger 3 power-ups before the show's even started. With 13 members. So this has been another impromptu episode of the Toku Rant. Marky's got anything else to say?
Fuck. And go fuck yourself, Toei.
This is another one that y'all been wanting for and wanting to hear, and ever since when I saw that he got Pegasus too, I knew I had to tell him to let him go off. So, you're welcome, everybody. I have to go take Marcus to the hospital now because he's probably about to have an aneurysm. But this has been Toku Cast. We will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
God damn it!